It's episode 50 here in our draft-only franchise, and it's only fitting that such a big episode would have such big implications as we are starting our Eastern Conference Finals series against the Pacers. I've got some adjustments I'd like to talk through here to start. One of the things we will be updating prior to this series is our rotation. As you can see, both Lowry and Pope are going to be getting 40 minutes a game. I just think I want the ball in one of these guys' hands 90% of the time. And so, Lowry's going to have 8 minutes in the game where Pope's not there, and Pope's going to have 8 minutes in the game when Lowry's not there, but that's going to be the main ball handler. It's going to be one of those two. And for the majority of the game, we're going to have the option of both. I really like, of course, when they're both on the court, because Pope, I think, does a good job setting up Lowry and taking some of the playmaking responsibility out of his hands. Just because I feel like when he plays with Davidson, he becomes a little bit more of the playmaker, because Davidson's more of a scorer-minded point guard, So we're also increasing Mullins from 32 up to 36. Just because he almost fouled out last game, didn't quite feel comfortable making him go all the way up to 40, but that's going to take a couple of minutes away from Davidson and a couple of minutes away from Moody is what's going to go away from. I think Moody just wasn't super impactful in our last series, and Davidson certainly had his moments, but also has moments where he's just taking horrible shots, and maybe scaling back his minutes a bit to 20 will be the best move. Who knows? We might even change it up a little bit further than this going forward, but this is what we're starting this series with. This is the first series in these playoffs that I genuinely think we can lose, and so it's time to ramp up the minutes for these guys and make sure if we do lose, that it's our best players out there losing the games, not our backups. As always, we're going to have Sidney Lowry guarding the opposing team's best perimeter guy. This time it's Tyrese Halliburton, and he's just the best guy for pretty much every job, and I feel like he's done a strong job throughout these playoffs in defense, despite the fact that he's taken a massive scoring load, and so we'll keep that there. Nothing in terms of the way we're going to specifically defend Tyrese Halliburton. Darren Anthony, of course, we're going to have Francis Mullins. The reason, they match up naturally, but the reason we're doing it this way, just in case, Indiana will play some two center lineups in case Darren Anthony ends up becoming a power forward of a certain lineup with Miles Turner. I want to make sure it's still Francis Mullins on him. And similarly, that's why we have Andre Stevens guarding Miles Turner. And then we want to make sure that we have the guy that replaced Patrick Baldwin guarding Patrick Baldwin at all times. So that's kind of our individual matchup. Again, we're not going too heavy into the, this kind of stuff. I'll kind of go with what I feel like I need to go with as the games go along. I feel like I'm going to need to switch some stay attached rules probably with this team. That's another team that really works through its bigs a lot, and we just saw with the Cleveland Cavaliers that can give us trouble. In terms of our other emphases here, I think we can still play through star seams. I think we can go back to, we just have no preference here, kind of go with the flow there. Offensive rebound, I like this. Some crash, others runs back. That's what we had prior to the Cavaliers. I still want to crash the defensive glass, though. Just, with a guy like Darren Anthony, he could definitely ruin us on the offensive board. So I want to make sure we're snagging that. If it comes at the expense of some fast breaks, I'm fine with it. I'm pretty confident that when the guys want to get good shots, they can. And lastly here, I just want to go through this team and see exactly how they have gotten here. They are also 8-1 in the playoffs, just like we are. And it starts with Darren Anthony, who is just an insane player. 25 points, 14 rebounds, 5 assists, 2.3 blocks, 0.8 steals, shooting nearly 52% from the field, shooting 44% from three these playoffs on 7 attempts at the center position. So he's not a guy kind of like with Giannis where you can play off of him and hope he misses the shots. Not going to be the case with Anthony. Patrick Baldwin is actually second on this team in scoring, and it's all because he is shooting lights out from three. 54% these playoffs. Has a chance to get revenge for us trading him here, and I'm sure he's eager to do it. He's only played in 5 of their games, but it looks like he is healthy now, so he should be able to. If we go through his health, yeah, no injuries, so he will be playing against us. Halliburton here averaging just under 17 points, 3 rebounds, 11.5 assists, 2 steals on 51% from the field and 42% from 3. And remember, you know, these guys are all going to have the percentages boosted in these games because the way our series plays with the sliders, everyone shoots a little bit higher than average to help make up for the fact that there's just fewer possessions in 2K Sim than in real basketball. Miles Turner, 13 and 6, 1.7 blocks, 1.1 steals on just 26 minutes. He's insane. Nembhard, a really good backup point guard. And overall, they have 7 guys scoring double figures per game. Kelly Oubre and Ricky Taylor both at that 11 points per game mark. Ricky Taylor not been very efficient here in these playoffs, but you got to imagine again that there's a bump in that efficiency there. Grant Williams has been insanely efficient in his 7.6 points per game, and then Warren Christie out here. If I remember right, he's supposed to be like a really good shooter, or was it a really good defender? He's a defensive specialist here, so he'll get some run as well. But very good team for the first time in this playoffs. I feel like we have a team that can match us, you know, in terms of talent. And so, with that being said, let's hop into game 1 and see how this series starts to play out. And you know, I've talked about it being a revenge series for Patrick Baldwin, but it's also a bit of a revenge series for Darren Anthony. He was, of course, the number 2 pick in the draft the year that we took Sidney Lowry at 1. As we start the game with a turnover, and so we're obviously very happy with what we've had in Sidney Lowry, but with Darren Anthony winning MVP this year, there's an argument to be had that Anthony is the best player from that draft, and it's a pretty strong one at that. And so a lot of good storylines here for this Eastern Conference Finals matchup, apart from it, of course, being the series that will decide who will be the Eastern Conference representative here in this year's NBA Finals. Andre Stevens gets a mismatch in the post and puts the first points on the board for the Nashville Sound, and Darren Anthony showing off some post skills there. Sidney Lowry, he goes right over the top of Kelly Oubre here, removing any doubt, if there was any, about how pumped up he is for this matchup. He puts his mark on the game early. Good defense there by Pope to force the Oubre miss. Here he gets the ball, shooting right off the handoff. Just no good there. Darren Anthony, a long range post hook there. I mean, if he's going to be hitting that this series, I don't know how you stop him. We're already sending doubles here. It leads to a Grant Williams open mid-range shot. One that he can't hit, fortunately for us. Malachi Pope decides to shoot prior to the screen coming. Thought he generated a decent amount of space, just couldn't hit the shot. Mullins there. Gets Darren Anthony another trip to the line. He's definitely a guy that's going to draw a lot of free throws. We're going to have to pay close attention to the foul situation here at the center spots. Again, it's one of the main reasons I didn't bump Francis Mullins all the way up to 40 minutes a game, because, I mean, you want this guy with plays like that defensively playing as much as you Feel like he can. Lowry, little stop and pop, gives Nashville the lead. In the post, Darren Anthony missed that one. Francis Mullins with a nice effort defensively. Lowry, another mid-range jumper there. Makes it 14-10 for the Sound. Anthony, sky hook, and it's another basket. I mean, I truly don't know how to stop that. I don't think there's any defensive adjustment you can make to defend that shot. One of the most unguardable things in basketball. Lowry, beautiful block there on that Halliburton jump shot. Leads to a Pope bucket, just going right around the shot blocker. That's an impressive move. Darren Anthony is quite the interior defensive presence. Pope here gets 2 screens, shoots off of them, and that one is pure. Got a ton of space there off the double screen. Baldwin, tough bucket with Powers right in his grill. Powers on the other end, sees a lane to the basket, and he takes it aggressively, draws the foul. Like the aggressive take from the rookie. He's gonna split those free throws. It looked like he thought the first was gonna miss. Ended up missing the second. Pope here, defended by Nembhard, swings it to Sid the Kid, who drains that triple. Nashville leads by 8 here as Kelly Oubre goes inside. Nice defense from Pope, but Oubre is just a little bit bigger and stronger down there. Isolation attempt from Malachi. Going against Nembhard, he floats in 2 more. Now here he's getting the steal. Running the other way, he finds a man in transition. It is Ernest Augustine, but good transition. Defense from Indiana still gonna score off the catch. Darren Anthony going against AC Stevens. Now you got to imagine Indiana likes that matchup. Solid look here for Sidney Lowry. Playing off of the help, Indiana gets the 3-pointer from Nembhard. Lowry off the screen, had the space but can't hit the baskets. One more time in the post here. Indiana going to that pretty regularly now that EC Stevens has checked in, and for the most part it's working out for the Pacers. Augustine for 3. Not the best look there. The defense was good in their rotations. Late in the shot clock, Andrew Nembhard forced to put something up. That shot clock hit 0. Indiana gets the basket, I guess, but that shot clock for sure hit 0. Nembhard, no good on that pull-up jumper. Flare screen for Sidney Lowry. He gets another look from 3. We're so good at generating open looks for our superstar on those flare screens. Another late shot clock attempt here by Nembhard. This time he actually beats the shot clock, and he missed it though. So it will be 27-36 after 1. Let's hop into the second now. Spinning. Halliburton defended by Lowry. He was right there, but gets the bucket. At least we're making him work hard for his baskets here to start this game. Lowry, really good look again from the wing, but you can't make them all. Halliburton, that 3 is good off of the screens there. Indiana hoping to get him going a little bit more here in this second quarter. Turner, top of the key. Finds Ricky Taylor, who was left plenty of space, but put too much on that 3-point attempt. Lowry getting doubled. We eventually find the open man in the corner. That's Andre the Giant. Double screen here for Halliburton. Again, finds another 3-point look, but can't hit this one. Lowry getting consistently doubled by the Pacers at this point. But Davidson can't capitalize with that 3-point shot from the corner. Pope with this, swings it right back to Christian Davidson, who drills the catch and shoot jumper. Nashville leads by 10 here. 8:44 left in the second. We've got Halliburton and Miles Turner's high screen and roll. Halliburton going to take the tough three-point jumper. Pope with the good defense. Here he gets a wide open look, top of the key, and pours in three more. He missed his first couple shots, but has hit 4 in a row since. Turner, top of the key, no good on that three. Davidson, though, just walks the ball for a backcourt violation. Not a good look from him. Oubre, no good off the screen. Another flare screen here for Sidney Lowry. And another triple right down the barrel. So many of his points come off that play. Halliburton, another missed three for him. He has not found scoring easy in this one as Oubre gets the steal. Here, Halliburton gets the handoff and another missed jumper. Mid-range not working either for him as we get the pick and roll here for Big Fro Mullins. Extending our lead to 18 and forcing the Indiana timeout, and right off of it, Lowry forces Halliburton out of bounds. It has not been a strong half for the Indiana star point guard. Pope missed that pull-up jumper, and he's matched up on Anthony on the other end, but Anthony settles for the bad shot and missed it. Lowry again beyond the arc, and again he made it. Our lead has ballooned up to 21 here with over 5 minutes left here in the second. Halliburton being patient and finding the big man, Darren Anthony, for the flush. Lowry, another open three. This time put a little bit too much on it. Baldwin in transition. It's stolen away by Moses Moody. He goes all the way with the one-handed flush. Nice play from the oldest guy in our rotation at 25 years old, Moses Moody. I mean, Coach Snyder's starting to send our whole defense at Darren Anthony sometimes, and it's still not enough. Pope missed the catch and shoot jumper there, and Anthony misses right after that. Lowry correctly finds the open man off the double, and it is Andre Stevens once more. Stop and pop for Andrew Nembhard. Offline with the jumper. Malachi from the baseline splashes in 2 more for him. He's had a pretty strong half. Certainly has missed some shots, but yeah, nobody makes them all. Grant Williams there off the catch. Gets Indiana into the 40s here, and that's a nice finish on the drive by Malachi Pope. In the post, Darren Anthony is spinning and getting the best of AC Stevens again. Pope, that was kind of a weird play there. He and Andre Stevens not on the same page on that pick and roll. And in transition, AC Stevens gets us another possession. Moses Moody, little step through shot. Makes it 66-43 here. Nembhard, pick and roll. Darren Anthony will draw the foul. He's been feasting here in these AC Stevens minutes. Nice screen and roll. Andre Stevens, Malachi Pope. I mean, just a ton of space there on that drive. Kelly Oubre stop and pop from the mid-range. Inside to AC Stevens. That's a tough look. He missed it, but he got his own board and gets the putback for 2. Down under 30 seconds remain here in the first half. Nembhard will be fouled on that drive. First free throw, too strong. The second one is right down the barrel. One last shot here remaining in the first. It's going to be Sidney Lowry, who will miss that three-point attempt. But we will be going up into halftime 70-49. A really good start here to these Eastern Conference Finals. Malachi already with a double-double. He's taken to his improved minutes quite well, I think. And Lowry, of course, with his usual high volume game. Darren Anthony is giving us some problems, but other than that, I feel like we're doing a really good job on defense. Halliburton just 3 for 10. Let's keep it up here as we start the second half. Darren Anthony going to earn himself a trip to the line. Mullins already with his third foul. Going to have to be something that we monitor throughout this series, likely, is Mullins' potential foul trouble. Tough step back jumper for Lowry. Falls. Oubre there, drains that. Tough look from 3. Stevens with it. Finds Malachi in the corner, but a good contest there from Tyrese. Fadeaway shot from Darren Anthony. I think we'll take these shots where his momentum is carrying him away from the basket. Kind of a similar case there on that Lowry attempt. Off the catch, Tyrese still not able to get things going here. Nashville running the other way. That one's blocked. And Darren Anthony with a second block in that possession. Here he gets matched up with Malachi Pope, and that goes about how you would expect, but he's late getting back, and so Big Fro Mullins gets the dunk. Tyrese misses that one. Good help defense by Andre Stevens. Pope, clean look. And he's really good when he gets his feet set on the catch and shoot situations. High screen and roll. Andre Stevens, Malachi Pope. That pull-up jumper in the mid-range is good. And that one's stolen away by Malachi. Lowry in transition. He just misses that. It's not often you see Sidney Lowry selling one of those, and that one is not a foul. That's a clean block. Mullins and Anthony having words. I think they both know that was a clean block. Snyder does not challenge. A little bit of an MVP call there, maybe. And Anthony on the other end gets the block on Sidney Lowry. Maybe not challenging Anthony so much would be a good idea. Pope decides to pass up a decent look to get his teammate involved, but the way he's shooting, I think he probably should have just shot that one. Anthony just with Mullins right in his grill hits that 3. I mean, this guy is nuts. And here he gets another block, dude. That's his 4th of the quarter. Grant Williams inside, right over the top of Malachi Pope. And now Indiana's going on a run. I mean, we don't want a repeat of what we saw just last episode. The score at halftime was remarkably similar. We can't have the same result, right? Lamont misses the easy layup, gets another chance and misses it again. Lamont. Nice defense there from Mullins to force the miss from Anthony. Christian Davidson tries to find Mullins in the pick and roll, but those two just couldn't connect. Williams, top of the key, wide open look off of the Anthony double. Lowry, good look from 3. That one's down the barrel. We needed that one. The game was back down to single digits. That one blocked away by AC Stevens. Nice defense on the interior. Sidney Lowry just shoots. Stop shooting right in front of Darren Anthony. These aren't even hard blocks at this point. My goodness, 5 here in the third. Ooh, nice move there by Lowry, but once again, just shooting right in front of Darren Anthony. Feel like that's a strategy we're going to a little bit too often. And by too often, I mean we've done it more than one time. Sidney Lowry, that transition basket, we got to start taking our shots before Darren Anthony can get there at this point. That's how much he's affecting the interior. right now for us. Step back jumper for Lowry. Not the best look. Anthony gonna run it in transition. Find Nembhard. Back to Anthony. Back to Nembhard. And the bucket on the foul. Christian Davidson jumping about 2 whole seconds after the play. It's down to 11. Moody. Good contest again by Darren Anthony. He is single-handedly changing things in this game for Indiana. Going up top, and it's stolen by Darren Anthony again. Why are we going for the oop? Just give him the ball. Force the miss in transition, thankfully. We got another look this time. Yeah, just no need to go up top. Just give him the dang ball. Ricky Taylor off the catch. Too strong. In transition, AC Stevens gets the feed. And we're up 15. Nembhard with the dunk there makes it a 13-point lead. And as we got a little bit of a stoppage here, we would see that Darren Anthony has already broken the Indiana Pacers single game playoff scoring record, and we're still in the third. But, you know, despite maybe a couple sketchy moments there, we will still take a 13-point lead into the fourth. Indiana, you know, narrowed things down a bit, but we made sure that the lead never got down below 9. But we still got to keep our foot on the gas here in the fourth as Malachi starts with a miss. Darren Anthony running in transition just goes right by Malachi. Indiana gets a second look, but is off the mark again. Tyrese still just unable to do much scoring-wise here. Davidson not great there. Double comes for Darren Anthony again. And it leads to an open Indiana 3. It's hard to be mad at the doubles in this situation. I always complain about the doubles, but I mean, Darren Anthony has truly been a one-man wrecking crew here. Nembhard swings it to Halliburton. He somehow gets that to go. And now it's down to 8. Malachi, good look from 3. No good, though. Pacers running it right down the floor, and Tyrese Halliburton goes off glass for 2. Christian Davidson now pick and roll here with Francis Mullins. Tries to find Moody, but the pass was high, and Moody could not corral it. Anthony in the post. Finds Nembhard. He hits that shot, and it's down to 3. Come on, man. Pope, another good look, but he just can't hit his shots right now. Step back for Anthony. He swings it out, and it's a miss. Thank goodness. Christian Davidson. No good. We're getting decent looks here. They're just not falling for us. And meanwhile, Indiana's just hitting some of these tough shots here to start the fourth. Pope. Another 3. Just can't buy a bucket right now. Somebody needs to tell Malachi we're under 4 minutes so we can start making everything. Indiana now has the lead with 7 minutes left. You're joking, man. For the second straight game, we have given up a 20-point halftime lead. I've got to call timeout once more. Quinn Snyder sucks with his timeout usage. I just got to say that. Malachi off the timeout. Wide open. He finally hits a shot here in the fourth. Anthony just finds a wide open man. It's going to be tough to get stops if we're going to be doubling Darren Anthony. But if we don't double Darren Anthony, he makes every shot. It's an impossible choice here. Here he's guarded by Powers somehow on that possession. It's going to be an easy basket for Indiana. Malachi on the drive. Kicks it to Francis Mullins. Out to Powers. Swinging the ball around. Getting a good look for Andre Stevens, but again it's off. I think we're getting good looks here on this Indiana run. It's just that we're not hitting them, man. You need to start having our players make their shots. there. Francis Mullins hits the easy flush for two. That's about all we can hit at this point. As Darren Anthony gets the offensive rebound for two. That one, Powers decides to get involved there with that three-pointer, and we're all tied at 104. Oubre fouled on his drive. It's the first free throw. But the second one rims out. Andre Stevens kicks to Big Fro Mullins. He's got 1 second left on the shot clock, and he hits the shots. Nashville leads by 1, 3.5 minutes. We're watching the rest of this one. I cannot believe what we've done here for the second consecutive episode, and then Mullins just with terrible defense on the other end. You can't allow Darren Anthony that easy of access to the basket, dude. Come on. And then just a terrible pass by Andre Stevens. Do these big guys know that we're in the playoffs? That's just lazy play by both here. Come on. Now Quinn Snyder takes his second to last timeout with still 3 minutes left. I imagine both Mullins and Andre Stevens got a bit of a chewing out there in that timeout. Pope drills that shot. Little doubt about the result of that three-point attempt, I'll just say that. Now we need a stop. Oubre defended by Malachi here. And then Francis Mullins. We don't need the help there. Stay on the guy who scored 50 points, please. I mean, what are we doing? Helping off of flipping Darren Anthony here. Stay the F attached, you dummy. Oh my gosh. Man, Mullins' defense usually clutch here. Down the stretch, I've hated it. Stevens. Looks like Indiana's going to leave him all alone against Grant Williams, and that's a size mismatch that we've got to take advantage of. They're going to have Grant Williams at the 4. I feel like Andre Stevens needs to get more involved. He's got a big size advantage there. And then Darren Anthony gets the and one here. At least Mullins decided to stay in front of him this time, but this time he fouled him. Indiana leads by 3. We're under 2 minutes left. What can we cook up here? Gonna be an isolation for Sidney Lowry. He steps back. That one's off the mark. I mean, you got 2 guys on you. Let's find something better. I know it's Sidney Lowry, but come on. And then Anthony hits another shot. How many points is he up to at this point? Lowry. Defended by multiple Pacers. This time he finds the open man. It's Andre Stevens, but it's off the mark. Tyrese Halliburton steps out of bounds. Wow, that was a bit of a bailout there. I think he had Darren Anthony for an easy 2. But good defense. Got to give the credit there as well to force him out of bounds. Sidney Lowry again. This time gonna take the Mullins screen. He's shooting off of it, and it's off the mark. We just can't buy a basket. That's gotta make a shot was Malachi Pope. I wish there was a way to tell the game that I want to play through him down the stretch. Indiana leads by 7. Just too many missed shots here. Can we get Malachi a look, please? We'll give Andre Stevens a second chance. This time he hits the 3. Now we desperately need a stop. We're double teaming Tyrese Halliburton, who hasn't done anything this game. You got to be kidding me. Why are we double teaming Tyrese Halliburton? Why? Lowry gets bailed out with a foul. He hasn't been able to hit a single shot here down the stretch. He hasn't been getting very good looks either, and then he missed the free throw. All right. This game's just going to be free throw roulette. We blew this game. I'll save you the free throw roulette, and I'll see you at the end. So we would end up blowing a 21-point halftime lead. The second consecutive game we did that. Last time we could sweep it under the rug because we ended up winning the game, but not this time. Indiana made the comeback, and then once they got the lead, they just did not give it up. Do we have a coaching problem? Is it a personnel problem? I don't know what to do. This time it was mostly in the fourth. Could also just be an inexperience problem. You know, we have Sidney Lowry, our best player. He's only 23 years old. He's also the oldest player in our entire starting lineup, but the best player on the other side of the court tonight was drafted the same year as Lowry, has the same amount of experience. So I don't think we can use that as an excuse. 59, 16, and 7 from the MVP. My goodness. Just unguardable. But like he was contested most of the time, he was just hitting the shots anyway. He's a beast. As you can see, the Clippers win out in the western side, but man, after losing that game, I don't think I can record a game 2 here in this episode. That one took too much out of me. I don't know if that's going to be, the case for the series going forward. As we've gone through the playoffs, we've done 2 playoff games in an episode. Don't know if doing one game in this episode is going to continue on throughout Eastern Conference Finals. But for this episode, I think we're just going to do the one game. Some changes need to be made, and I'll be thinking about some stuff that we can do, maybe editing some more lineups in the second half. It's just now several games in a row that we've had some second half troubles, and I got to figure out some adjustments that we might be able to make to fix that. But a wild game 1 here in the Eastern Conference Finals. We'll see how we can respond going forward here, but that's all I've got for this episode. Of course, we'll be back soon with another, and until then, sound up.